Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. This is the news we covered over the week at the Search Engine Roundtable, covering all the most important topics in search. So you don't want to miss this. We covered Google search volatility, of course. Google was sued over its AI overviews. Google made some documentation and other updates to Google Ads that you do not want to miss. And a bunch of Microsoft Bing and Apple intelligence news. So definitely stay tuned. And of course, I like to thank our sponsor, Duda. Duda is the professional website builder you could call your own. So definitely check them out at duda.co. Thanks, Duda, for sponsoring. So yesterday, I wrote about how there's a lot of search ranking volatility. The weird thing about this is that the tools yesterday were not really showing significant volatility. It was the chatter. And a lot of people, a lot of SEOs are noticing a lot of little fluctuations, ranking changes, up and down, both up and down, but mostly people complain about down with Google search. And it started the February 26th, maybe 25th a little bit, and then the 27th. So a lot of people are noticing this. There's a lot of chatter around this, but again, the tools themselves like SEMrush and SimilarWeb and the various tools are not really showing significant updates. Maybe they will this morning, but I haven't noticed any big uptakes with those tools themselves. So if you did notice any changes yourself with your rankings in your own tools, you were definitely not alone. There are a lot of people noticing this. So there seems like there was some type of weird Google crawler update that affected some content delivery networks, CDNs. This started probably in the beginning of February, and this was spotted by Gianna, who posted about this on LinkedIn and Blue Sky, and basically saying there was some type of weird update to maybe IP ranges or something like that with Google. I don't know necessarily if it was IPs. It could have been something else, but there was some type of weird update with Googlebot that affected some CDNs. And you can see in this chart, and a bunch of people share this chart. It's not just Gianna, but a bunch of people showing where there was an increase in the average response time that it takes Googlebot to crawl your website and a huge drop in the crawl requests, meaning Google's having a hard time crawling these websites for some reason. Now, John Mueller basically said these things should probably die down by themselves. I haven't really seen a real Google comment about this issue, but it definitely seems like there's something going on with this, and there's lots of people complaining about this. I mean, not affecting everybody. It seems to be affecting some CDNs, supposedly not Cloudflare. I don't think it's affecting AWS, but it does seem to be interesting. I wrote about this on February 25th. If you want to learn more about that, you definitely want to check your crawl stats in Google Search Console to see what's going on there because you might be affected. Gary from Google was asked for an update. A year ago, Gary said that he's looking to make Google crawl more efficiently. He basically said, figure out how to crawl even less and have fewer bites on the wire. That was about a year ago. And David Minchala asked, how's it going? What's going on? I think I see improvements. And Gary responds, he didn't really confirm, but he basically said there's lots more in the works, meaning I guess they've done some stuff, but they still have more to do. But he's glad you already see improvements. I'm satisfied by that. So again, it's unclear to know how much was done on crawling efficiency with Google specifically and what's going on. Of course, Google's not going to be using Bing's index now. It doesn't seem like they're going to use that. But Google does seem to be wanting to make their crawling it more efficient. And it seems like they did some steps to do that, but they still have a lot more work to do there. The Google Search Console API has been delayed this week. A lot of people are noticing it started actually last Thursday or so, a week ago. And a bunch of people are noticing this. Like Rafa Martin said, I'm having problems getting recent data into BigQuery from Google Search Console. And Nick Swan also said, I'm having problems getting Search Console data from its API into my tools. And Martin McGarry also said the same thing. Looker Studio connection to Google Search Console's API is not working properly. It's not bringing in data. John Mueller eventually, a few days later, said it should catch up soon. We are working on it. So if you are noticing weird data from your third-party tools or your own tools using the Search Console API, that is why. It is delayed and is confirmed. Google was sued over its AI overviews this week. Chegg, a large education technology company who's on the verge of bankruptcy, they're looking to sell off their assets or do something to improve their business, which they hired Goldman Sachs for, said they are going to sue Google and they're going to use their last penny trying to do it. They said, and this is from Nathan Schultz, the CEO of Chegg, filed a complaint against Google, which has unjustly retained traffic that has historically come to Chegg, impacting our acquisitions, revenue, and employees. It goes on to say, unfortunately, traffic has been blocked from forever coming to Chegg's because of Google's AI overviews and their use of Chegg's content to keep visitors on their own platform. We retained basically they hired Sussman Godfrey, a respected big law firm, to go against Google around that. And they have a whole thing around this. Chegg is actually doing what a lot of publishers said they want to do. I'm surprised Chegg didn't really actually open a class action lawsuit to have other publishers and other businesses go after Google as well. It seems like it's just Chegg and they're going to do it themselves. But maybe this will lead to other people, and people are really happy about this lawsuit. Nobody thinks they're going to win, but it does say, Google's response is like, no, we send more diverse traffic, we have links, yada, yada. But again, this is something that is pretty historic, and we'll probably see a lot more of this going forward. Talking about AI overviews, Google's been showing, like I said, I covered this a while ago, where they've been showing like dozens, if not like something like 30, 40, 50, 60 plus links in these AI overviews. And Google's like, yeah, we link to people. That's too many links. Who's going to click on those links, especially when the answers themselves are fully there? It's not like the feature snippets where it's like a snippet of the answer. This is giving you the full answer in depth and so forth, but Google's like, we're throwing links in there. Lily Ray and Glenn Gabe shared more examples of this, and the problem is, again, everything ranks position number 1 in Google Search Console, but nothing gets clicked on because, again, the click-through rate, if there's AI overviews on the page, which we saw from Sears data, and we also saw from Glenn Gabe sharing some data, is horrible. And again, Google needs to fix this issue or give us data on this issue to show how bad this issue is, but it is a big issue. On the ad news, Google Ads updated its How the Google Ad Auction Works page this week, and this is spotted by Anthony Higman, where it now says, and they added this text, when someone searches on Google, we run different auctions for each ad location. For example, top ads are selected by different ad auctions from ads that are shown in other locations. Your ads will only show once on a single ad location, but across ad locations, your ads can show more than once. Now, 2 things here. One is the first part where it talks about running different auctions and so forth. Of course, Google in the past year or so, a little over a year, they changed their definition of top ads because they continue to mix ads on not just the top of the page, but within organic results. So there's ads in the top, ads in the bottom, ads in the middle, ads everywhere in Google search results now. And because of that, they had to go ahead and update that to say they can run in different locations. And maybe the ad locations for each location, the ad auctions for each location are run differently, which makes sense, I guess. Also, we saw Google experimenting with double serving ads. So having an ad on the same page from the same advertiser showing the same URL, that's called double serving, and technically it was against Google's guidelines for the past, a couple decades or so. Now, Google's been experimenting with that, and because of that, they had to update their documentation. Now, Ginny Marvin, the Google Ads liaison, sent us a statement late last night saying, we've run different ad locations for different ad placements for many years, a couple years maybe. We recognize that this aspect of Google, of how the auction works on search may not be widely known, so we have updated our documentation to provide more details. This is also now reflected in our documentation on ad rank. We updated that documentation as well. And we continue to experiment with testing different ad configurations. We wanted to bring more clarity in how Google Ads auction works. Now, what's on the ground, like I said yesterday, and it's new, what's on the ground has not changed in the past couple of years, or year and a half or so. But Google has actually now clarified that in the documentation. Good to know. Thanks for updating that, and thanks for the statement. Google Ads also had this weird Sitelinks creation page bug, which happened about a couple weeks ago, where the prefill functionality was buggy. Google said it was a very limited and it was not widespread, and this is from Ginny Marvin, but this was spotted by Chris Brewer, who basically said, using this, and it automatically filled in a competitor's ad in my Sitelinks. It was very, very upsetting for this person, and Ginny Marvin said, the team has investigated, and this was due to an issue with our prefill functionality that provides suggestions for reviews on the sitelink creation page. She said this issue was not an impact of dynamic sitelinks or other functionality generated by asset functionality. It appears to have been very limited and was not widespread. I do recommend, this is fixed now, but I do recommend you check your sitelinks in your ads to make sure they're not showing competitor ads, because you don't want to go ahead and give them free traffic with your budget. Also, on the other big news is Google Local Service Ads now announced, and this is from Anthony Higman again, that they would now, if you have a booking link in your Google business profile, they will add that booking link automatically to your local service ads. The kicker here is that they're automatically doing this. They're opting you in automatically, so you have to opt out if you want to, and people can't even figure out how to opt out. 2 is that you're going to be charged for those booking links as you would for phone calls and messages. And 3, most people who have these booking links, or a lot of people, not saying most, a lot of people who have these booking links have no clue they're actually set up, and those leads go into a black hole. So you need to be very careful. And if you are doing local service ads, or you're not sure you're doing local service ads, talk to your ad partner, talk to whoever's handling this for you, and make sure that you are aware that these leads are going there. And if you want them or not, make sure you have it configured properly. Google Ads also is changing its offline conversion quality in Smart and PMax campaigns with store goals. And they said they're improving them, and basically said it's an increased focus on locally engaged users, channels with higher local intent. And this is starting on February 28th, which is today. And it's not exactly clear what's changing, but I have a whole detail here, and I'm very, very confused by this. I posted on February 24th. So if you are at all concerned about that, check out that post and hopefully get more details from your ad rep. Google Merchant Center next now has this new physical stores tab there. And it basically brings in data from Google Merchant Center, and it's very unclear what it is. Brody Clark spotted this. Some people are saying this is new, some people are saying it's not new. I never noticed this, so I figured I'd cover this. Also, Google Ads has released version 19 of their API. It's been about several months since they had version 18. Usually they have like versions within versions, like version 18.1, 0.2, 0.3. They did not. They jumped right to version 19. And the big changes here is they have new enhanced video assets for performance max campaigns, updates to its brand guidelines, and tons of other additions and changes. So definitely take a look at this. I documented all of them on February 27th at seroundtable.com. Microsoft is testing a new search engine called Copilot Search. This is not Bing. This is not Copilot. This is not something else. This is Copilot Search. This is spotted by Mayank Parmar at Windows Latest. And if you go to like bing.com/Copilot Search $Q equals and enter your query there, it will actually trigger. It's very interesting. It's a much more simplified version of Bing search using AI, and it's pretty cool. Definitely take a look at it. It's not fully there. It's a lot buggy because it's a beta, and Microsoft hasn't even announced it, but it's out there. Bing is testing new user interfaces and experiences for Copilot AI answers. Where you click on the link, or it shows like a full link. This is spotted by Sachin Patel, and then there's a carousel there, which makes you scroll through it, which is pretty cool. Nice find there as well. And also, Microsoft Bing doesn't want you searching for Google Chrome, Google Gemini, Perplexity, X's Grok. If you search for any of them, Microsoft's going to go ahead and show you, try our browser, Microsoft Edge, try Copilot. It's pretty weird that Microsoft does this, but this is spotted by also Sachin Patel and Shashim, so definitely a nice find there as well, and I'm surprised it hasn't gotten more widespread coverage. And finally, Apple Intelligence may be coming to Google Gemini soon. This is spotted by Aaron Paris from Mac Rumors, who noticed that in the iOS 18.4 beta code, there was a third-party mode that has now an option for Google, not just OpenAI. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is search news we covered over the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. Again, thanks to Duda for sponsoring. Deeply appreciated. Everyone, great, safe weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.